Yeah, got me feeling low, thinking with high fashion clothes. Yeah, see how I've been and done.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Tonic. I know I've been away from YouTube for a minute. Fortunately, I got let go by my main job, which allowed me to work from home and make my schedule super flexible so I could spend more time filming. Now that I ain't got that anymore, I gotta put more hours into my second job, which just takes away a little more time from me. You know, like any time that I'm not at work is basically spent making music. Before I had a little extra time where I could film videos more regularly. But you know, here I am, I'm doing my best. I'm back to show y'all how I made No Comply.
I flipped it, no comply with the rules I was given. I really did a 180 turn my
Came out a minute ago, but I hope y'all were still rocking with that song. I hope y'all liked it when it came out. I'm finna break it down for you. Before we get into it, I would like to ask y'all to subscribe to the channel if you ain't already, and hit a like on this video. No Comply. Let's start with the production. I think with No Comply, what I did was I was saving a bunch of my project files onto my desktop, and I don't tend to keep stuff on my desktop for too long, so I deleted some of the old project files. So this is the oldest version that I got. Everything's bounced out to audio to save CPU, but I'm gonna try to break this down and break down some of these sounds the best that I can for y'all. First thing that I did was actually I started out with some chords. So I think I was rocking with A major, B major, G sharp minor, and C sharp minor. So I threw those chords into MIDI. I wanted sort of a guitar sound, so I found a guitar preset in Serum, and I threw on an arpeggiator. And how you can do that is you can open an instance of Serum, you throw in those chords, you go up here, and you select arpeggiator. Then with the arpeggiator, you can set the degree of note, and you can change up, down, octave, variation, all this different stuff. I just set it to something with like a few different octaves, I think, and I set it on a random note order. So it would play random notes of those chords. I picked and chose the ones that I liked the most, and I just bounced that out into audio. I was really vibing with what I had. You can see what I did, the processing that I put on after it looks like. Put on a little bit of extra reverb. Put on some dynamic EQ. Threw on an imager to make it slightly wider. Send it to a bus that's got a bunch of ethereal, sort of atmospheric, spacey effects to just give it more of an atmosphere. Once I had that laid down, I decided to cook up the beat. So you know me, then after that I threw on a kick and a clap. Hi-hats. And laid down this 808. And overall, I wanted this kind of cleaner sound, so I chose this really round sounding 808 that's got a little bit of high-end buzz. The 808 has got a bit of a transient to it, but I'm sending it through this sidechain buzz. That's sidechaining with the kick. So every time the kick hits, the 808 dips right at the beginning. So that harsh transient that's naturally on the 808 disappears. So I was fucking with those vibes and how that was sounding. It inspired me to kind of take it in a different direction. Somewhere down the line, I can't really explain how or why. It just gave me that sort of energy that I want while I'm skating or something, you know? I came up with this idea to call it No Comply. And No Comply, it's a skateboarding trick where you flip the board 180. And so I kind of wanted the song to reflect that and flip a 180 in its production and kind of take it into a completely different sound. And I took it into this harder direction. I came up with this sort of B section here, which sounds like this. So the key thing with this was I didn't want to overdo it. Didn't have plenty of room for the artist. I was really imagining screaming type of shit over this originally. For this section, the key thing for me was really the 808. So as you can hear, I switched up the 808, found this more, I think, like alien sort of sounding 808, and I did the same thing that I did with the 808 in Red Meets Red. I kind of automate a little bit of white noise in at the tail. I don't know, so it just has this like crispiness to it. So I just kept the same kick. I switched up the snare so that it sounds more like a snare rather than a clap. Right here's the snare. And just kind of sprinkled in some sound effects here and there, as you can hear. Just to add a little spice, a little ear candy here and there. As I was building out the arrangement, I decided to repeat the same A section. Then after doing another A section, I came back to another B switch up. So here I decided to kind of half-time the feeling, just make it sort of break down some guitars and shit. I recorded these guitars. I can't remember the exact processing that I had on them, but I just ran them through my standard distortion chain, and then I just kind of really filtered out the low ends a lot. And there's really no low end energy in these. I wanted the bass to be like really fat and come through heavy. So you see this bass has a lot of high-end energy in it. I just wanted to sound really dirty and crispy, and so I wanted to leave some room for that. Threw on a different kick, sampled it from a Native Instruments library. Yeah, I got it from this Modern Massive kit. Oh man, so it's not really playing back for me. I don't know why. What's up with that? I basically just took this kick and just sort of modified that a little bit to make this kick here. I did a different snare here too. I love that snare. It's really snappy, really grimy. And then, yeah, you put all that together. Yep, some little hats at the end there to accents and stuff. Oh yeah, for the intro actually. The intro was actually kind of special. It actually used to be much longer of an intro originally. Yeah, you see, and then I sort of fade in that main melody there. That intro was really just taking my guitar and just doing a lot of crazy ass shit on it. Basically just doing some simple bends and some stuff like that. I just put all these different effects on it, like I put a delay on it and some different types of distortions and shit like that. And I was just playing around with the automation, you know, automating some filters and shit like that. And that's what I came up with. I mean, I really liked it, but it was way too long of an intro. So yeah, that was it for the production. So boom, track was done, ready to get an artist on it. This is the part where shit gets fun. I've been talking to this artist for over a couple of years. In the beginning, he seemed like a cool dude. He kind of sounded like Scarlord. He, I don't know, fuck with anime, like The Color Purple, was this crazy dancer. And so he and I had a lot of commonalities, you know, like we shared a lot of interests. And so, like, naturally, you know, started this relationship and started, you know, just DMing each other. We were liking each other's posts and sharing each other's shit. Just seemed to genuinely support one another. By the time I made this track, and I've been talking to him for a while, you know, I decided to, maybe this was the time. Maybe this was the track, the one that we finally did together. I asked him about it. I was like, hey, yo, you know, I've been fucking with your sound for a while now. What do you think about this track? I pitched him the idea of the no comply, like I just told you guys about the meaning of the song. song, and he liked it. He was down. He was just like, just send me $50 to cover like half of the studio costs, and I got you, and I'll get you like next week. So I sent him the $50, and then I sent him the track. He told me he had this day scheduled with the studio. That day came and went. I actually completely forgot about it. Like, I had been paying that close attention. I was busy with work, and I was busy making other songs and shit. The day that he was supposed to get with me, I completely forgot, you know, he didn't do it, and I didn't realize that he didn't do it. I hit him later like, yo, I forgot today was the studio thing, but like, how did it turn out? And then like a week goes by, I don't hear from him. So I hit him up again. Another week goes by, I don't hear anything from him. So this keeps going on for like a month or so, and eventually he blocks me. That's when I realized, like, wow, I just got fucking duped. I don't remember exactly what was going on with me at that time. I was in a pretty financially tight position, so losing $50, my hard-earned money, although it's not a lot of money to a lot of people, to me at that moment, it really stung. I was mad. I was thinking about going off on him, but then I decided to reel that back, reevaluate, and try to get a different perspective. Found another artist who he had worked with before, and this other artist that I linked with, you know, he was a really cool guy. He was really honest and open. He was like, yo, I totally understand being scammed and shit before. That's happened to me too. So he told me, like, you know, he's probably just falling on hard times. Like, he probably really meant to record that with you, but yeah, I decided to pull that move. And like, look, I get that, but really, like, at the end of the day, there's no excuse for that sort of behavior. You know, like, I am also a person who does not have a lot of money to spare. You just like stealing from yourself, man. You ain't no Robin Hood. So to me, it was pretty fucked up. Stealing is never the answer. Thing is, this dude, even though he claimed that he needs to eat, oh man, I'm starving, I'm going homeless or whatever, man is not homeless. He has a roof over his head. He has clothes on his skin, and I seen his ass still posted on his Instagram and shit like, have a great day, guys, always be positive, have a positive mindset. And this motherfucker just stole $50 from me. Thing is, if you really that desperate and in need of cash that badly, there's just so many things that you can do other than steal from people. Motherfucker was a really talented dancer. He could go out there dancing in the street all day. He'd rack up at least minimum $20. Dude, food deliveries, you know, there's just like so many things he could do for a side hustle rather than stealing money from other people. So it was pretty shitty. It really put me in a bad mood and really put me down for a minute, but I was able to get out of that funk. I didn't want to give up on this song because I knew that this song had a lot of potential. After a month or so, I was feeling better, and I reached out to an artist who I always wanted to work with, who has just shown a lot of love to me in the past. So I just reached out to 2017. You know, honestly, I didn't expect a whole lot. I didn't know what he was going to think about it, but it turned out he really fucked with the song. Automatically lifted my spirits, got me feeling way better. So after 17 laid down his verse, I was like, all right, I'm going to get somebody harder for that B section. So I decided to reach out to another artist who I had been rocking with for a while, Mercy Kill. He and I had actually tried working on a song together like several times. For one reason or the other, neither of us were really able to make something happen until No Comply. I showed him the bit that I had with 2017, and he really liked it. He wanted to get on it, so we got him on both of those B sections. I hopped onto like a video call with him on Discord. He went fucking crazy, dude. Literally think he just freestyled all of his bars on that shit right then and there. That was like crazy to me. Like, it wasn't trash bars or nothing like that. Like, my man can spit. But yeah, he laid down those bars, and I was like, all right, let me go back and work on this, and I'll see what I come up with. And so once I had the 2017 verse and Mercy's parts, I sent everything back to 2017 so that he could put his second verse in there. Everything just like came together really miraculously, you know, out of a dumb situation. Everything came together. Life is full of hills and valleys, you know. Sometimes you just gotta like go through some valleys to hit some more hills. I gotta work with two artists who I like really wanted to work with for a long time on the same track. And so for me, it was just a dream come true. And both of them trusted me with their Vox. Yeah, I really appreciated that. Now, I guess I can show y'all some of the vocal production and processing. All right, so this is the latest project file that I have. It is not the final project file. Again, like, I apologize about that, guys. I'm not going to be able to show you all the vocal processing and stuff that I've done, but I can give you guys an idea of sort of what my process is like. This is Mercy's Vox right here. He did 2 separate takes of both of these B sections. What I did was, like, I mixed his main layer first, and then I took his other section and kind of broke that up into these doubles and ad-libs to kind of like highlight certain parts that I wanted to emphasize.
None of that, I bring it back, roll a couple blunts, then we blow it back, walk off, shorty try and top me off, you keep the blades up, run up and you leave in chalk, keep the
I made these ad-libs wider than the main vox so that the main vox has more of its own place to sit. What I did with these main vox is I'm parallel compressing them. Without the parallel compression, it sounds like this.
top me off, you keep the blades up, run up and you leave in chalk,
And then with
keep
it,
the 808s banging in the drums, keep spraying all the slug shells laying in the blood, dig a grave in the
just like fills out any dynamically soft areas, and also just gives it sort of a natural distortion that I really like.
top me off, you keep the blades up, run up and you leave in chalk.
You know, it sounds dirty, it sounds rough and kind of grimy, and I like that. For 17, I did a lot of processing on his vocals after, but most of the processing that I done isn't done on this particular project file. So it's gonna sound a little rough right now.
Like that was shady, you tryna make sure that I lose. You can take it all away, but best believe I'm gonna get it back.
So you can kind of see how I break stuff down. There's certain sections, certain parts that I like to highlight. So I'll like bounce those out to their own things, cut them up, and then put sort of effects that I want on those parts. Generally speaking, I leave the main alone. The main, all I did was I put on some saturation in the beginning. I did some subtractive EQ to any of the frequencies that I wasn't really fucking with. Did some noise gating to gate out any extra little noises or something that might be in there. Some imaging, and that's basically about it. And then I just bounced that out into audio so that I can play around with certain sections that I want to highlight. So like these ones. You know, just to add in that extra bit of reverb that I don't have on the main. Then little sections like this, I can't remember, I might have taken this out of the final, but I did this little call and response part here.
Make sure that
I think I might have taken that out in the final cut, but I don't know, it was an idea that I had that I was playing around with. Then these sections.
my life in class, took advantage of me in the past, can't let it happen again.
I created this project in August, early August, and it is now November. And I know that the sort of plugins and stuff that I would add now versus a few months ago in August are definitely different. But yeah, but the ideas are generally going to be the same. I like to really make the vocals sound different. I get creative ideas for them, certain effects that I can add on to them. But really, I like to get really surgical with the reverb and everything and just make it sound as clean as I can. Obviously, I went on to process these vocals a lot more and do some different things. I ended up doing some things and not doing some things. But unfortunately, this is the extent to which I can show you exactly what I did for this particular project. I'll be able to explain some of my future stuff a lot better. It just happens to be that this project I was not saving my file where it was supposed to be saved, so it's my bad on that. So I'm sorry this ended up being kind of a briefer, less detailed video than I wanted. It's all my fault for not saving my own project files on this. I hope that you guys still found the story and everything kind of interesting. At least found it entertaining, maybe learned something from it. I don't know. But I will be doing another breakdown for the next two songs, Midnight Society, which is going to be really interesting. That one has got a really cool and interesting story to it that has a long history. And then my new song that just dropped, Tied Down. I'll be doing a breakdown with that one. That one's got my boy Martyr and my boy June on it. Check out that song if you ain't already. Videos on the channel, and it's really fire. So like, yeah, this song is one of my favorite songs that I've ever made and that I've ever been a part of. So I'm really happy about it. If you ain't checked out the video for No Comply, you can check that out. That is also on the channel. It was done by Ryoto, who is the editor who did the video for Seems Like and Overdrive. Turned out really nice. It was a really cool video. Mob Psycho, like, you gotta fuck with that. I got a lot of crazy shit in store for y'all for next year. Despite the situations that I explained in the beginning, I'm going to try to be more active on YouTube and really start posting some more shit. So again, please sub to the channel if you like my videos, if you like my music, any of that shit. It really helps out a small channel like myself and really means a lot to me. I appreciate y'all a lot. I will see y'all very soon. Tonic out.